Now, people are starting to work longer. You often hear about people in their 70s who are still working, and even in their 80s. Surely this must offset some of these things we're speaking about.
Well, those people are generally on contract, or they've started their own businesses at retirement age, or gone into something completely different that they wouldn't have thought about when they started employment. And it's not formal employment that they're in. So it's nice if you can do that, but it's not an option for everybody. So if you can plan for that before retirement, that's great. And that's something that we have to talk to clients about when we're doing planning in the financial planning world.
Okay, now tell me about planning for retirement. Ideally, we should start saving as soon as we can. So in our 20s, if we're thinking ahead, I don't know that many people in their 20s are thinking that far ahead. How do we start? What kind of products should we be looking for, and where should we be putting our money?
Well, you always start, if you're earning some money and you're paying tax, then you want to start with a retirement vehicle. Retirement annuity, if you don't have a pension fund through your employment, because that's where your tax benefits are. And once you've optimized the amount that you're contributing to those funds, then you can start looking at other vehicles that have tax benefits. But you need to start saving within those vehicles first, because the government has put those in place for us so that we can actually get the benefit of tax.
Now, once we are in those vehicles, is there anything else we can do to play around, maybe make more money or get more benefits from the money that we have there?
Well, not really, because you can only save what you're earning.
Right.
But what is nice about it is that it is before tax money. So if you're putting away into a pension or retirement vehicle, whatever you need to pay in tax will be a lot less. So that's the only savings that you really have. That's why we say you need to optimize that vehicle as much as possible. You can actually have income in your month that's more than what you would have had because of the retirement vehicles that you might be saving into, if that makes any sense at all.
It does.
Okay.
Now, is there any way, once we're in retirement, if we realize we might run out of money, is there anything we can do to make that money stretch out?
Well, there isn't very much you can do. I mean, obviously you need to reduce your income that you need, so reduce your expenses. You can try and increase the amount that you're taking, but then obviously your capital amount will be reduced much faster, so you'll be eating into capital a lot quicker. You can invest in more equity exposure. So if you talk about equity, it's on the stock market, but that's also a problem because there's volatility in the market that you have to be aware of. So if you're drawing down into your capital and markets crash around you, then you're actually realizing those market downsides that you're experiencing. You're not taking your money out.
Now, what are some of the most common errors people make when setting up their retirement savings?
Well, the most common errors is that they don't save enough, firstly, and for long enough. Okay, and when they actually go into the retirement, they take too much in a lump sum, and then they don't actually use that lump sum to fund their retirement. They blow it, so they either settle debt or expensive cars or go on holidays. I had a phone call the other day. A gentleman wanted to fund a business that wasn't his because his family member needed it. So the most important thing to do is to get to a financial planner, make sure that they are qualified and can take you through the process of retirement planning, and then you can project what you need in retirement and what you need to save now to make sure that you have sufficient income in retirement. And the sooner you can do that before you retire, the better. Okay.
So the best way to figure out how much you need is to actually see someone who can sit down with you and plan out your retirement.
Yes, definitely. And if I talk about Old Mutual Wealth now, we have, if I may say it, an integrated wealth planning process that we're taking clients through our financial planners that are accredited. And they can plan then for more than just retirement. You can plan for what you want to do in retirement. So what does your retirement day actually look like? Not many people think about that. Sometimes retirement isn't what people think it is. They actually realize when you ask that question that maybe they could do something else that could generate an income for themselves after the date that they have to retire. And if you have that conversation before you retire, there might be things you can do to put that in place, to extend your life in working so that you don't have to retire at 65, you can maybe retire at 70, like you were saying some people are doing. So what does your day look like? What do you need? What other goals do you have in retirement other than the income that you need? And let's plan for that as soon as possible so that we can put plans in place to make sure you achieve it.
Sharon, thank you for coming in and sharing your retirement planning do's and don'ts. That was very useful. So thank you.
It's a pleasure. Thanks for having me.